What is up, YouTube? It's your glorious host, Martin, and this happens to be Anime and More. I am here today with two special guests. We have the court jester herself, Courtney.
Hey, what's good, everybody?
And we have the melanated queen of TikTok, Deja.
Yeah.
So today I wanted to talk to them about cosplay because, I feel like most people don't really talk about cosplay enough when it comes to anime, honestly. We talk about anime, we talk about cons, but we really don't actually talk about cosplay. And they know the ins and outs of cosplay and also the downfalls and troubles of cosplay. So today, we're just gonna kind of just talk about it, kind of give some tips and things about what we've gone through, throughout TikTok and actually being at cons. Oh, Courtney, I wanted to tell you, it's so funny, but one of my friends, I've been on your podcast, and I kind of told him you were going to be on my show, and apparently he's a big fan of yours.
Shut up.
I swear.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And
I feel like I'm somebody sometimes. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I told him that I was going to get you and Jason on the show one day, and he's going to join too. And he said that he may be afraid to talk while y'all on the camera.
Aw. We are such regular people.
Very. I'm very regular.
Literally. Oh my gosh.
Trust me.
Oh, that's so cool though.
Yeah. But he big fan of yours. We all gonna chop it up, do some kind of show on anime. Probably do a versus battle.
Yeah. Just let us know.
The anime cousins versus Anime and More.
Okay. I like that. It has a nice ring to it.
All right. So to talk to some of the supernovas of TikTok, it was a lot of people that I tried to get on, but a lot of things happened, and you guys will just see them in videos later on. Maybe y'all get to meet them in videos as well. So, Courtney, please introduce yourself.
I wasn't ready to go first. Okay. So, I never like to say that I'm a content creator or anything, but I guess I am. So I started off making videos on TikTok. So my handle is Courtney Lolo 27. I started that a couple years ago, and then I think a year and a half in, I started my anime podcast, the Anime Cousins podcast with my cousin. As far as cosplay, that wasn't something I started until last year, actually. And I apologize again, I'm not in cosplay. I did wear this though, so my first cosplay was my Nanami cosplay, so I did wear something for that. But so that was last year. I cosplayed at AWA. And that was exciting. That was my first time ever outside in cosplay. I actually had a really positive experience. But that convention, with it being very black, I just had a really nice environment. So that was cool. But yeah, I'm really just here. I'm just a nerd on the internet for real. That's all I am.
All right, Deja, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm kind of similar. Well, I've been cosplaying for I would say around 4 years. Crazy thing about it was we were kind of just entering into the whole pandemic. I had joined this Blurred group, and I was like, you know what? I was having a lot of images with my self-image. I was feeling very insecure. I was so I don't know. I was just going through a lot of things, and cosplay helped me find the beauty in myself, honestly. I would go and get shot professionally, and I would look at the pictures and be like, who is this? Who is this? And it kind of really I've always loved anime though. Grew up watching Toonami, the whole bit, and it healed something in me to be able to bring the characters, to life. I love watching the podcasts, but I've never entered a space to talk to people. Even though I kind of want to, I'm afraid of somebody saying, "Shut up, no one cares about you." Oh.
So you'll get that regardless. Yeah, you'll get that regardless. But that's kind of what I do on my channel. I love interviewing up and coming people. like I've just started, like y'all my first people, like anime interview that I'm actually going to be able to get out. But I've done like interviews on local artists here in my city, and I've done some that I've just met along the way. And I just have so many friends that are just like content creators, and I want to put a shine on what they do to kind of, you know, even boost their confidence to do more. Because honestly, if it wasn't for Courtney, I wouldn't be doing this now.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, you was like, last time I was on the show, you was like, Martin, just do the podcast. You should do it. And I was like, I'm not technically doing a podcast, I'm more doing interviews. But it was like, push to do more. Because, I mean, I love talking to people in these interviews. It's really fun. Also, Deja, my situation with cosplaying is very much similar to yours. So, technically, I cosplay in high school, but not technically. So, I had a project, and it was like the Renaissance, and I made an entire suit of armor made out of cardboard.
Wow.
And I went to school in it. And believe it or not, no one actually laughed at me.
Period.
But 3 years ago, during the pandemic, I had actually had surgery on both of my hands. So I was stuck in the house for like 3 months. And when I finally got feeling back in my hand, I could use them. The first thing I was like, I need to create something. And that's when I created my first model suit. It like boomed. And I was like, let's keep going. And I just kept on making more and more stuff. And it inspired a couple people. Like you, I mean, I don't know if nobody really knows this. And I'm pretty sure they don't. But I actually have like problem with how I look. That's why I don't drop as many videos. People probably don't notice that, but I actually I'm really critical about myself. So when I see myself in videos, if I don't look a certain way, I will not post for like 2 or 3 weeks to get myself together.
My gosh.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a thing. I feel like we all have our hurdles doing this stuff. So, you know, we all want to look our best. So, you know, we are our worst enemy, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
But tell me, what is y'all favorite cosplay that you've done?
Maybe you should go. I've only cosplayed like 4 times.
That's 4 different characters.
Right.
Okay, so, all right, so, okay, so I will say, so the first cosplay that I actually created something, so that was my Sanji cosplay. So I did that at AWA this year, and what I did, because I don't know if either of you are like super caught up or familiar with One Piece,
I am.
but Sanji's leg is on fire at one point. So what I did was I created a pair of pants that looked like it was on fire, and the way it turned out was
phenomenal.
Really, really cool. Yeah, it was really, really cool. So that took so much work. Like, I was happy with how it looked. So I guess it's hard to say that that's my favorite, just because, like, it was really popular. So that's why I like to say it's my favorite. But, like, it took so much energy out of me to make that cosplay. But it turned out really cool. So that was really exciting.
That's great. That's great. And it really got like a lot of buzz behind it. Like you did fantastic with the work. I really could not understand how you did it until you I think you posted a video saying like how you like sewed it like to the pants leg. And me, I'm thinking there's some kind of sleeve that went over your leg.
Yeah, no, I was so surprised because I posted a video on Instagram, a reel, and I think it ended up having like 2.7 million views or something like that. Like it honestly, yeah, it shocked me so much. Someone actually I have it right here. Someone did some fan art of me in the cosplay.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. And I requested a print because I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing. No one has ever done fan art. Like, I was panicking. Like, this is so cool.
Yo, the fan art is crazy though. Like I have 3 pictures that I like have copies of, and people just going out to draw you. I was like, wow. Like I have nothing to say. I told the guy who drew my last one, he's like 12, and it's actually my profile picture on TikTok. Like somebody drew that for me, and he drew that like 2 years ago. 3 years ago, he did one like by hand, and then he like went to digital art school and did the second one. I told him I would like send him a poster of it in like a T-shirt, but he's never gotten back to me.
Dang.
But yeah, the art is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I've always wanted to be someone that can like draw, and like I just think that's like one of the best things to be able to do. And I'm so mad. Like God gave me a couple skills, but He didn't give me that.
I feel your pain.
That's one of my things I can do a little bit. I feel like I have more idea than actual art. Some people tell me it looks good, but to me, I can't draw. But I create the ideas. Like, I would love to be the guy, hey, make this look like Mappa drew it.
Art, I feel like, is sometimes it's subjective, you know? You can be, like, abstract with it.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know if y'all know about Scott Pilgrim. Like, the art style is so simple, but it's dope.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys gave me a lot of time to think about the cosplay that I love the most, and honestly, I would just say Ichigo. I cosplayed his Bankai.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
I just love that because the shots that I got with it, my mom, she blew up a picture of my Ichigo cosplay and then like had it like put on like a Mod Podge canvas and like has it in her house. And that makes me like my heart. So
now that's support. That's mad support.
Right. She's like my biggest fan, and I'm like, thank you.
Oh, that is so cool. What is your handle actually? I meant to go.
Right. I need to add you. It's Melanated Dage.
Is it the same as is this right here on Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, and send me your handle too. I need to figure out, like, I'm, like, on my phone right now, so, like, I can't really, like...
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm about to find you real quick before I forget.
Super duper famous Courtney.
What'd you say?
She's super duper famous Courtney 100 on TikTok.
Please. I don't know, I still don't know why I have followers on any of
It's because you just be you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's true. I do. And that's all I am. And that's why I always struggle with saying like I'm a content creator, because I really just pick up my phone and I just be shit talking. Like that's literally what
it's all content creating is these days.
Yeah.
So
some people like have it. You have it.
So
yeah, that's fair.
What's a cosplay like y'all want to tease that's coming into the future? Oh, let me tell y'all my favorite. I would have to say my favorite is my Akatsuki Kakashi cosplay. Because
I don't think I saw that. I'm gonna have to go look for that too.
I do it kind of sort of a lot, but the reason I like it is because I gave him Zabuza's Executioner's Blade. I was like, if Kakashi's gonna be bad, why not have one of the baddest weapons with him?
I like that.
Now this is a close second because it did come out like just about how I imagined it. It also cost me only $10 to make this.
Wow.
I need to figure out how to make cosplays more affordable. Something I haven't mastered yet.
So that's what I want to do. I really want to get into like talking about how I do my cosplays, because no cosplay I've made cost me over like $30. If y'all ever seen my moderate cosplay, that cost me less than $20 to make. Probably less than 15. One box from
cosplay.
Huh?
Too much.
I mean,
Too much.
I try to build things. I like to build things. I mean, I have bought a few things like my Tanjiro and my Zenitsu, stuff like that. And honestly, even that, I go to the bargain store and got that. So, but I just like to try to create if I can. I feel like to me, that's one of the dopest things about cosplaying, bringing something fictional to reality.
Right. Sure. I try to like I used to like kind of sew some things, but like now I'm really into like making my own wigs for my cosplays, but it's so expensive to make your own wigs.
I tried it and I failed.
The wigs that you have to like buy online, they just don't fit my face. Like they don't work for me. They just don't. So I just have to make them, and I've been making them. So and like piecing everything together, because I'm a plus size cosplayer, and having to find things to fit you and look good, and then you gotta customize it, and then you gotta put it together, and like it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, because I've gotten into trying to like sew and make clothes and stuff too, and the price of fabric, wild. And just practicing, I've gone through a lot of thread, so the amount of thread I would have to buy is tremendous. Because that stuff just doesn't go, it doesn't go right back on the spool, if you guys didn't know.
I haven't even dabbled in, I'm not there yet. That's something I want to tackle next year, like sewing and stuff. Yeah, I don't even know how any of that works.
Yeah, I'm working on just like practicing him in pants right now, so.
I'm working on creating some like anime pieces because I created an anime line. I haven't launched it officially yet, but like sewing is so hard. Like trying to find somewhere to like, but I feel like it's so like it fulfills like a creative part though.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun and exciting. Like trying to make everything. I'm actually gonna start making like whole clothes. I follow a couple people on TikTok that like just takes blankets and stuff and turns them into like a whole jumpsuit.
Wow.
Those are magicians that you follow.
Truly.
They are. But what cosplay do y'all want to do next? That y'all got your eyes set on?
Gosh, I have so many what do they call them, plans for next year, but
yeah,
like
put that one in the book.
I just don't have any money. That's the I actually want to do Killua. I bought a white wig when I did my Gojo. Mm-hmm. So I was gonna do Killua with that, and what I want to try to do, and this is something I haven't told anyone yet, is to try to do his lightning effect. I want to try to figure out how to make that 3D and like actually light up and everything.
I was thinking about how to do a Chidori, and I kind of was looking at how you did your pants, so that might be an idea.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be probably around like the same material, probably. But I'm just not there yet with experimenting. There's so cool. Yeah, no, I'm excited to try to because I think that's something I want to try to do. Now that I did that with my my Sanji cosplay, creating that 3D effect, now I kind of want to do that for all my cosplays. I just don't know. I'm going through like a big life change right now, so I don't even know when I'm gonna have time to try to flush all that stuff out. But that is one thing I do want to try to do for next year. And yeah, so that's probably the big thing.
Okay. Deja, what about you? Because you already are like a million faces standing strong now.
So I have two that I've like on, like it's taking me a bit to do. The first one is I honestly, I forgot his name. Don't judge me, but I watched Castlevania Nocturne, and it's the guy vampire, the guy who Jules is telling to like bow. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
The new Castlevania.
Yeah, Nocturne.
I have watched it. It's you said what is one of the queens, the vampire queens?
No, it's the guy vampire.
Oh, you talking about Alucard?
No, Alucard's the
son of
like.
Dracula.
There's another black vampire, and he's got like.
Oh, I know you mean. Yes. I forget his name, but like, yeah, he's kind of revolting against the vampire queen.
Yes, him.
Yeah.
I'm planning on doing, and I don't know why. I'm usually really good with remembering names, but his name is escaping me right now. And I'm gonna do Buddha from Record of Ragnarok. I'm making his wig.
Oh,
and then I have to make his staff.
That is gonna be nice. I actually kind of steered away from Record of Ragnarok at first, but after watching it, I instantly became a fan. My favorite fight has to be Jack the Ripper versus Hercules.
That hurt my heart. Like,
but it was just such a good fight. They actually, it was funny is when I was at DreamCon, they were playing that in like their movie theater. They were playing that exact episode. But yeah, I don't think Record of Ragnarok. It just seems like a you, Courtney. Maybe
it seems like
it doesn't.
I would like that.
Like I actually dropped Record of Ragnarok because they had a very they draw out the backstory too long.
So I don't mind backstory. I don't like so have you seen Baki?
Yes. I'm actually a fan of Baki.
I didn't like Baki. Like it was
you won't
too
like
much fighting for me.
You won't like Ragnarok.
I don't mind. Okay. So yeah, I don't mind fighting and everything, but if that's all it is, like that's what I felt like when I was watching Baki, and I was just like,
that's literally
can we talk
all
about?
it is.
Can we do something else? Like,
really? You think Ragnarok is just fighting?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a battle of philosophies, but that's the same thing with Baki. It's like, hey, I'm stronger than you. This is why I do this. That's pretty much Ragnarok. I mean, it's the battle of the gods versus the humans to see, who lives.
I always like to just give it a couple episodes before I make any judgments. So I will give it a try, but yeah, I there's a reason I haven't started it yet.
if you can make it to episode 3, I think you'll like it. I think you'll actually
that's
like
fair.
it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't think I was gonna like it either, to be honest, but I don't know what happened to where it just snatched me up. Like, it just got me. Like, I think it was, like, some of the backstories are very interesting. Mm-hmm. Like, some of them are, to me anyway. It, like, drug on a bit, but, like, I kind of like that a little bit. That's probably, I'm a big shonen girl, so I'm used to that. They just drag it on. No fight is like 70 episodes.
Like, I mean, to me, I like it because it's really intense, and I don't like shows like what's the high school fighting anime?
Is that God of High School?
Nah, Tokyo Revengers, I think.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I like my action with at least a few explosions. Like blow the budget on every fight scene.
Yeah, I think my issue with Tokyo Revengers, I read into the manga because like I really don't like to wait. So like once I'm done with something,
I started reading manga too.
Yeah,
and like it was very repetitive. Like it was just like
that's what I've heard.
Same.
I was like, okay, you got where you needed to go, right? Okay, so then I was just like, what's going on here? I think it turned a little bit, and I like BL, but it turned more like BL than like what I thought it was originally. So I was just like,
interesting.
I don't know what they're doing here.
Because I'm only like halfway through the first season. So hearing you say that, I'm like, what?
I couldn't even start.
Oh my god.
People told me, they
Oh
were
my
like, Mark,
goodness.
you gotta try it. You gotta try it. But it isn't for me. It's too normal. I like normal anime.
Too normal.
I watch stuff like Overlord.
I've never seen that.
I didn't even like Overlord.
Okay,
That was too much for me.
if you don't like isekai, you might not like Overlord. Overlord to me, like I put it in my top 2 spots for isekai. That and slime anime.
I like
Do you-
Slime.
do
I
you
did not
consider-
like Overlord.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Stone is an isekai because I kind of looked it up. But like, do you include that in your?
I wouldn't say Dr. Stone is an isekai because they're still in the same world. It's just like a million years in the future.
But you know, they cross time, so it's
Technically, they didn't. They hibernated. They was in a cryostasis, really.
no, good. Fair enough. I think it's still isekai though. It's like a cheap one.
But I do love Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is like one of my favorites.
It's on my list. Oh my god.
It's like it's real. I love science. Like my degree before I decided that's not what I wanted to do was actually in biology. So like the science aspect, I really like because we don't get to see too much like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's normal, but it's very exciting at the same time.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Every time he says get excited, that's immediately what I do. I get excited.
So I want to talk about makeup because Deja, you do incredible makeup.
I'm all ears because I haven't gotten there yet.
Like I felt I was really deep into it when I went and got eyeliner to make my scars on my face. I was like, I'm really getting into this anime bag now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I had to make the little cuts in my eyes for Itachi, no, she's sweet. I was like, yeah, we're entering the realm of super cosplaying now. So how long does like it usually take to do that?
I rushed. This took me like 15, but if I'm not rushing, you can really take your time and do some really cool stuff. Like really cool textures for like cons. You can use things like it's called rigid collodium. Rigid collodium. It kind of like tightens the skin, so it makes the perfect scar. Like you gotta get that. If you're gonna do a scar, get rigid collodium. You layer it. It tightens it up and makes it look. Because I did a Sabito cosplay. That scar, I went to a con. They were like, "Yo, that looks so real."
Yo, your sauce. I mean, not sorcery. I meant to tell y'all that was gonna be my next cosplay. Surprise! I actually did a wig. It came out bad. Had to throw it away. So I'm just gonna color my hair red and do the sorcery. But your Gara cosplay, like the scar, dope. And when you do the what you did do the monk from Demon Slayer.
I did do Haganeska.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did him. I'm gonna do him I'm going to a con this year. I'm in Florida, and we have Hallmat, MegaCon, those kinds of cons. And Hallmat is coming this year, and I was gonna do him for Hallmat, and like see how that goes. Cons are always interesting in Florida.
I was just in Florida a month ago, and have y'all ever seen Jackass?
I know of it, but not.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all know who this is, but Bam, I think Margella. Bam, he's a pro skater. He used to be on Jackass. So I was actually in Florida, and there was a con going on apparently, and he was there. And I met him in a random souvenir shop, which I actually told my friend I didn't want to go into. And she was like, we should definitely go in here. No other options. So I happened to be in there. I was like, excuse me, sir. Has anyone ever told you look like Bam Margella? He said, I am Bam.
Cool.
And he took a picture with me and stuff like that. And his girlfriend told me that it was a con going on while I was there. I didn't know about it. I just happened to be going to Florida. I just like going out there. It's very beautiful. But I didn't go to the con. I wish I knew about it. I probably would have went. But it was like I met him right before he went to it. And I've been thinking about trying other cons. Like, I'm going back to DreamCon next year. Do y'all plan to be there?
I
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
If you
As
go,
long as my funds are in order, I'll be there.
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna do NYC, New York NYC next year because it's around my birthday in August. And I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Japan next year. So I'm kind of like trying to plan things out to work.
Same. I'm going in December.
You're going in December?
Yes. I saw that's where when the cherry blossom supposed to bloom.
That would be so pretty.
I was looking at ticket prices.
$2,000 from what I've seen so far.
Well, like, it's cheaper around, like, the July, September, August area. So I've been looking at trends for the last couple of years for it, and that's how I'm playing. I'm like, I'm trying to save as much money and, like, keep it, like, you know.
Yeah. But if you can go to DreamCon, I tell everybody I've only been to mine here in Mississippi, and it's really like, hey, everybody come in, show off your cosplays, buy stuff the whole entire con, and that's it. But at DreamCon, it was the most glorious experience I could have ever imagined. And I wish I had a cameraman, which I couldn't get one last minute. I would have been able to capture more things because I was trying to like create content, talk to people. I was collabing. I was getting like little footage. But DreamCon had the convention center and the hotel next to it. But they had like 6 floors inside the hotel. They had different rooms for where it was just a movie theater that played random anime. They had karaoke. They had a manga reading spot where the lights were just dim. It was beanbags everywhere. They even had seminars where you could learn about like legal stuff involved with being a content creator. Like if it was there, if you could think of it and it involved anime, they had it. And we're talking like over 200 rooms, and each was something different.
Oh, wow.
And like
that's really cool.
They even have an app where you like set schedules up to remind yourself, hey, this room opens up at this time, this room opens up at this time, this event goes on at this time, you know, and you also have to apply to certain things like the game shows and stuff. But it's definitely worth the money. And 3 days, it probably was the most content I've ever gotten out of any project. Like I had content for at least a month saved up from DreamCon. But it's really dope. And the people you meet there, everybody is so cool. Like, I did videos, like a lot of the TikToks I did at DreamCon were completely random strangers.
Nice. No, I'm excited.
I was looking at a lot of other, like, I do want to go to DreamCon. I think the part that, like, threw me off from going this year was, like, the, kind of the whole ticket thing. Like, I was like, okay, are you going to release all the tickets? Because I'm not used to that. Like, all the cons that I go to, like, MegaCon, which is a really big con, they start selling their tickets, and then they open it, and, you know, if they've never run out of tickets from what I've seen, but if they run out of tickets, they run out of tickets. But, like, the release and then close, and then I was like, what's going on?
I think because DreamCon, they have a lot of people that want to be at it. Like, I think they try to limit the ticket sales by spreading it out. So, you know, people have different times to try to get it if they can't get it at that very moment. And like I said, I think it's a space issue because there's a lot of people. It was like 40,000 people at DreamCon.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they only had 2 ticket drops this time. This time it's like 4. Like this week is ticket drop, I think, number 2. And it was a lot of people there, so I kind of understand with them cutting it off. Because it took me an hour just to buy my ticket. I got on immediately, and I was like 12,000 in line, 1,200 in line, or something like that. It took me an hour to get my ticket. DreamCon is insane because I mean it's like one of the greatest vibes, and as far as for Black people, it's like home. That's how I can explain it.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't short on the people that they invite. Like, all of the guests they invited like 20 guests. Like, at the end, they got on stage to show who all they invited. They invited big content creators, small content creators, some creators I didn't even know. Like, for instance, there's a girl I took a picture of, and I was taking random pictures for like part 2 of my video. And one of the girls I asked and stopped because I take a picture of her. She happened to be one of the guests on stage. And she followed me back, and she was like at 1 million followers, but I had never seen her before. She did some cosplays from Tenchi Muya, if y'all ever seen it. She was the space pirate chick. But yeah, it was dope. And I really like hate my cons now because that's all I get. But I kind of show up though because I like I'm really trying to build into my anime community. Because when the cons here, like the support is strong. During COVID, we had to skip like 2 years. But when it came back, when the con was like literally technically over, there was a line still wrapped around the stadium to get in. So like I've been trying to find ways of like bring the community into a constant, hey, we're here, because the support is definitely here.
For sure.
I used to follow a lot of the voice actors. Like at cons, if I'm gonna go,
need to go.
No, go ahead.
If I wanted to see Gojo's voice actor, and I wanted to see a bunch of different people. It's like on my bucket list to see certain. Like when I saw Johnny Young Bosch,
my favorite voice actor.
I follow voice actors to God. So if a con has like someone that I've never seen that I want to see, I kind of like judge it by that. Because I wish I was more social. I'm like the biggest homebody ever. I get anxiety real bad going out, putting myself out there. I don't really do it too much now. It's getting bad, but when I can, I do.
I say just do it. Once you think about it, you won't do it. Believe it or not, I actually have stage fright. I'm a huge paradox. I am the guy who's always out there, but if you try to come and hold my hands, they're very clammy.
Aww. Same though, like honestly. It's always so funny, like, you know, when I talk about me being on social media and everything, but then I tell people how introverted I am and how, like, if I had to give a presentation or whatever, I just physically can't do it. Like, oh, you have all these followers and all this. I'm like, I'm at home in my room by myself. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same.
And it's kind of hard. Like, you get a lot of, especially like when your concept's put out there, it can go to the wrong side of TikTok. And that is so terrible for your mental sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I want to speak on that because that's like one of the dark sides of cosplaying, especially on TikTok. When I was like first booming and like everything was going crazy, and it was mostly like bad stuff blowing me up. Like I have a video now that has like over 50,000 views on it because someone called me black.
Oh my goodness.
Like those were some of the biggest videos to blow up for me back then.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that like was like a huge reason why I didn't want to get into the cosplay community, to be honest. Like I followed like so many cosplayers and I'm seeing the comments they get and everything and I'm like, ugh, like I don't want to deal with that. Like I know I'm not going to be able to handle it. So like I truly commend anyone who can like constantly take in those kind of comments and then just like keep posting, because if I get one too many, I'm like, okay, I need to stop posting for a couple weeks. Like that's how I feel. But I'm glad I haven't dealt with too many. But I personally have dealt with more on Instagram than I have on TikTok.
I mean, you got a pretty big follow on both, don't it? Or at least, I say you have a pretty big follow on both, don't it? Or at least, like, you have similar engagements.
No, I do. It's so because I have the different accounts for my podcast and then for my main page, my engagement is actually different. Like, and it's not even like, because one account has more followers than the other. Like, it's just, I get to completely different sides of the algorithm with those two pages. So, like, the comments that I actually get on my anime page on Instagram are almost always very racist and sexist. Almost always. But on TikTok they're not nearly as bad. And then I feel like it kind of goes the same for me actually on my main page as well. That it's just pretty tame on TikTok, but Instagram is just, I don't know what's wrong with people on Instagram. Yeah.
I usually let my Instagram die because I just couldn't deal with it. It was just a lot. I don't know why I have a higher tolerance for TikTok. Like, I stopped posting on Instagram altogether and kind of just let my cosplay page just fizzle out. Which I was so, like, I was kicking myself a little bit, but then I'm like, I'm just one person.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, TikTok for me is kind of getting up there on, like, the bothering my mental health field, because it's, I don't know why they keep sending my stuff to, like, that side of TikTok, but it's just, but, like, logging off, not paying attention to comments helps, but what always, like, makes me smile is, like, some of my mutuals start dragging people, and then it's all out.
That's why some of my videos went so high, because, like, they were having entire wars in the comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's what, like, when my TikTok page was, like, really getting up there, of course, I had a lot of people, hey, Martin, help me get up there. I want to be famous. I want to, I want a bunch of followers. And the first thing I tell them is, it's cool and all, but if you can't handle what these people say, it will destroy you. Like, I'm just a person who, honestly, I don't care to begin with. So hurting me doesn't really do anything. If anything, I feel sorry about the things I'm going to say about you, which I've had people just block me after I've said certain things to them, which I can't even repeat on this show. But I really feel like somebody with, with like a lesser tolerance than what I have, they wouldn't have taken that very well at all. Because, like, I've had massive comments. Like, I can honestly say over 100,000 comments on being black, racist stuff, just calling my content trash. They even bleed over into my YouTube to this day, because I posted some videos of when I first did, like, my moderate cosplay. I still get comments on that telling me I'm fat, I'm black. And the reason being, I actually was fat at the time because, like I said, I was stuck in the house. So all I did was really eat, because I kind of got stir crazy. And, like, that was my coping mechanism. So I was pretty heavy at the time when I made it. But I don't feel like that should have mattered. And it's usually people with no life or no real content.
And that's the thing. Go ahead.
I spent like 4 hours going through, like, when one of my videos went viral, I had deleted, and I kept count, I deleted 600 plus comments of just go die, like all the things that you would never think anybody would ever say to anyone ever. And that, like, oh man, that was crazy. And people are crazy and disgusting online.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Truly.
Yeah, and what I don't understand, I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you about to say?
Oh.
No, Pete. I thought you were about to say something.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, horrible the things that they would say, but I mean, that's easy to do when you're behind the screen.
Yeah, that's the thing that like I don't get is people are so cocky behind their screen, but like say that shit to me in person. What's up? Like like.
And I mean, it really takes a lot of courage to do what we do, and I mean we do it. And I think what hurts more is we really do it for us, and we just want to share it with people. And to get stuff thrown back at you when, you know, you could just not say anything at all and keep moving and like life will still flow. But I mean, I keep doing it honestly for the people who love it. Cause like I said, I've seen people inspired and like they've replicated some of the stuff that I've done. And I love to see it. I love creation. I love to see people create. I love people to actually do them. And that's what I encourage a lot of my friends to do. Like, for instance, my friend who more than likely will be watching this, he's a DJ. I had to tell him, hey, sir, you need to make DJ content. And boom, there it is. But I love people doing their things. I don't want anybody to stop expressing themselves. I feel like expressing yourself is the next step to understanding yourself. Because I didn't think I would be as talented as I was in this. Because I was like, it's not going to work. But every time it comes out exactly how I pictured it, if not better. And I want everybody to have that feeling, no matter what they're doing.
For sure.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say we're going to cut it in just a second here. One question. Have either of y'all ever seen Soul Eater?
I watched a good chunk of. Is there only one season of it? I don't know how much I've watched. Yeah. I've only watched like maybe 60% of that season.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan. I watched the whole thing though.
Wow. Okay. Hopefully when they do the manga version, it won't like that better. But I've actually been creating my own spinoff of it. I had a friend who passed away not that long ago, and I pitched the idea of putting him and another friend of ours into the show. So now I'm completing it to its fullest. I've already like drawn out the first page of it. It's gonna be called Soul Eater Absolute Abyss.
Wow, okay.
It's a spinoff that directly ties into the main show. And I'm only going to do like this one little chapter. But it happens after, you know, the events of, well, small spoiler, but after Maka in the 3 gang or whatever, they're defeated. And the only one left is Kid. And Kid is in a comatose state, really to keep the balance in the world. Because 4 new Keishans have risen as the 4 Keishans of the apocalypse in order to reawaken Ashura. Because in the manga, he actually gets sealed instead of destroyed. And so, me, a lonely Meister, I have my friend, the one who you'll meet in the next show, Courtney. He's a double-edged battle axe. And our mentor, who's a former Death Scythe, he's a gauntlet that boosts speed, power, and soul.
That sounds really cool.
And it's just going to be like a battle of us fighting one of the 4 Keishans on an accidental, hey, we happen to be in this direction, he's here too. And I'm going to draw it out on live and like put it into a real book or whatever. And I'm going to like just put it out there. I'm not going to make any more. Of course, I couldn't. But I just wanted to finish this one project.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. I'm very excited for you.
Any closing remarks? Anything you guys want to say? Anything you want to let them know about before we end this?
Support Black cosplayers.
Right. I'm looking forward to connecting with you 2 more. I swear I have so many mutuals that I want to interact with way more. I just don't want to be weird.
That's what this is about. We have to be weird being us.
I am so socially awkward it's like so bad. But I followed you. I know you said you're not on Instagram anymore, but I did follow you on Instagram and TikTok, so you should be able to find me. But yeah, no, we can be friends. I'm really cool. I'm a cool person. I'm really chill. I swear.
Well, you are really cool, I can tell.
I really love that you guys came on. I appreciate your support. Of course, I will be inviting you to future episodes. My goal is to do this every week, have different guests, and I'm just going to send invites. And, you know, y'all always welcome to be on. Excuse me.
Yeah. Just let me know.
All right. This has been Anime and More show with Courtney and Deja. 2 of the supernovas of TikTok. We will soon get more of the supernovas because, hey, someday we'll be on top.
That part.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all next time.